this leads us to exploring other worldviews. So, um, because it can be really difficult to create or co-create futures using the terms and the language of participants. I mentioned before that I studied anthropology for my master's, and like literally anthropologists spend 2-3 years of their lives living with another group of people, like learning their language, customs, rituals, all of this to be able to say something meaningful about the culture. So we're all trapped in our language and symbolic and conceptual frameworks. And it's really difficult to explore others' worldviews, but it's important that we do so. And one thing that we have to recognize, I mean, we discussed this previously, but is that there is a hierarchy in knowledge. I mean, we discussed this already, but you need to be familiar with like the supposedly universal Western intellectual framework in order to be legitimate producers of knowledge. And if you're not able to do so, you're not considered legible or even like literate in certain occasions. And I said before that I want to avoid prescribing a specific method, but I thought that CLA can help practitioners create futures in the terms of participants by creating epistemic distance from their own categories of thoughts. And I'm sure a lot of you know much better than I how to use CLA, but you know there's different levels of layers of analysis, and on the deeper levels, like on the levels of worldview, discourse, and myth and metaphor, the basic assumptions and status quo thinking can be challenged. And that's pretty much it. So we have a minute left, but if you have any final thoughts, please feel free to share.
Like, what do you see, I don't know, in your research, like, what do you see as like, what do you see, I guess, developing in the world of decolonizing futures as like that gives you hope, or that like is you think might be growing into like fit for purpose? You know, like what do you think is what is like positioned to really start creating an impact in the world of decolonization? Does that make sense? Does my question make sense?
Um, yeah. So I would say, like, to be honest, after publishing this article, I haven't really been up to date with the world of decolonization and like decolonization studies. But one of the reasons why I wanted to, or one of the original ideas I had for the article, uh, sort of spoke to this hope that you're talking about, because I think like the challenges that we're facing is due to a lack of alternative thinking. And I saw like decolonizing future studies as a, or this topic of decolonization in future studies as a way to create a set of a range of unthought alternatives. Yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but
Okay. So I'm hearing like the need for unthought alternatives or and diversity of thought is really where decolonization can help make a difference in terms of the futures we're creating or imagining.
yeah.
One question I had is like how is there anything that we can do to support you in this? Like, is this something you're looking to develop further? Or is there like feedback or questions that you're would be helpful?
Um, I would say not really. Like it's moving to moving on to other ideas that I'm interested in. So I submitted something recently on future generations. Um, yeah, I mean, I can share it with the group after it's if it does get published, and maybe you'll have like feedback for me if you don't mind.
Yeah, come back, do more. Yeah, Basir and I are on the intergenerational fairness. What's it called? SWAF Hub. So future generations, you know, if you want to
Yeah,
come there,
I
there's
didn't
events
know.
we talk about. Exactly, it seems like what you're talking about. So your contribution would be helpful there.
Yeah,
We are looking forward to welcome you, Kevin.
sorry. So it's like a an organization or something? Is there like a newsletter that I can sign up for?
So I'll start and you let me know if I'm missing anything this year. But have you heard? Are you familiar with the School of International Futures?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have different like hubs that focus on global challenges or key issues or whatever. And so there's no newsletter because this is all completely like or like 95% like volunteer led. Like no one's I don't think anyone's getting paid for it. And it's just people who care about intergenerational fairness and learning how to integrate that into futures work or just even other disciplines, right? And so we're creating events and collaborating in order to make sure those conversations are being had. And so there's different even subcommittees within that. You put in whatever you want, right? You just show up to the events if you want, or you can really create events and things like that. But it's all, there's no newsletter yet because we are very small. We're just in a WhatsApp group chat. So if you want to join that, I think you could join that.